Hello everybody, welcome to Border Studio. Annual tradition for me is photographing fireworks every year. Today, the city is Malmo, and I have my trusty old Sony A7 Mark II here. I set it to an interval of 4 seconds, an exposure time of, an interval of 6 seconds, an exposure time of 5 seconds. Come on, there we go. And right now I'm just testing the exposure and making sure that everything works. And also there will be some opera performances here at the Opera House. And you won't really see much of that. You will just see me edit these images. So yeah, welcome to Border Studios.
Ska de sjunga på balkongen?
Yes, hello, and Happy New Year. Way too far into January, but to be honest, there is nothing you can do if your computer is acting up on you. Yeah. But anyway, even though this video is late, I still think I can teach you something. So I am making it anyway. So this is my annual tradition, taking long exposures of fireworks. And today's city where I took them all was Malmo. I have taken it in several other Swedish cities, such as Stockholm, Jönköping, Lund, and so on and so forth. And yeah, today I think it was the best fireworks I photographed yet. Now I am going to repeat myself here a little bit and tell you my settings. As I said, I shot this on a Sony A7 Mark II. Using Sony size to 24mm to 16mm f2.8 lens. Set it to f8. Had an exposure time on 4 seconds and had an ISO on 64 seconds. First things first, I am going to start working in Capture One. Now this is where I do all my raw processing, and this is the image that I'm going to get for this tutorial. Now the first thing I do here, I'm going to reset everything. There we go. I looked for the hero image, an image that I thought represented what I wanted for an image really well. And for me, I thought it was this one. Now, I'm not actually going to use this because, as you can see, I panned the camera a little bit, so we have these light streaks here. But I do think the exposure is nicely done. So, the first thing I'm going to do is correct my white balance. I took the eyedropper here and just placed it on the sky here, because I know that one is supposed to be somewhat grey. It was a little bit yellowish, but I wanted it to be grey in this case. Now I'm going to increase my exposure just a little bit, increase contrast, and then I'm going to recover the highlights a little bit. And as you can see here, there's more color in the fireworks coming up here. As you can see, no color, more color. And also take out my shadows a little bit here. Oh, a little bit, quite a lot actually. And with that, reduce my exposure again, just a little bit, like so, I think. Yes, and now set the black point. Just give it a little bit of a push right here. Also the white point here, everything is, it's somewhat clipping already, so I don't need to touch that one really. And I'm going to give it a little bit of structure. And clarity, do I want clarity? No, that just made things worse. And let's see, I'd like to do a little bit of contrast. No, white balance settings here, sorry. So just make it a little warmer, like so. Now, with this, we are almost done. I like to do a little bit of vignetting, just reduce it actually, and add it again in Affinity Photo. I'm using Affinity today because it's so much cheaper than the Photoshop. Let's see, levels, I'm gonna, yeah, a little bit like so on the midpoint. And let's see, curves. Do I want any curves? Not too much, just gonna do like so. There we go. And I think we are done, to be honest. Now, our hero image here is done, and I just need to copy all of these settings onto our other images. And that's very simple to do. You just need to click Ctrl-Shift-C here in Capture One Pro. Then select all of the images that you want affected. I'm gonna to start up there. Go down, 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 down there. Then shift click, select all of my images, and then press Ctrl-Shift-V. There we go. All our images are made. Now, while we have all of them selected, we are going to export them all. I am going to export them all as a TIFF file. Now let's see, where do I want to put it? I want to put it in our import file, in a subfile, and as a TIFF file at 16 bits, because that holds the most information. And yeah, I think we can go. And now we just need to wait for them to finish. Right, recording attempt, take 2. Now what I have done here is load all my images into a stack. In order to do this, I went to File up here in Affinity Photo. You can also do this in Photoshop or whatever program you're using. And then clicked New Stack. Then I clicked Add, and then added all my images. However, since I did actually move the tripod just a little bit, as you can see, I needed to click Auto Align, and then align it to perspective, and then I also clicked Live Align, and that just made the whole thing align properly. Now, when we have all our images loaded like this, it is loaded into a live stack group. Now, what we want to do with this group, in order to do anything, is to ungroup it, like so. And that just makes sure that every image is actually visible. Now, the next step of what we want to do is take our little time and just look at our images and see what we want from our audience here, our background here with the trees and houses, and yeah, just make sure we get the right images that we want. So, in order to do that, I will alt-click on our images one by one, like this, and I will pick the ones that I think works best for our as our background. So I think this one works well, so we're going to name it BG1, like so, and I am going to put it underneath everything else. Let's see. I'm going to continue alt-clicking on all our images just to isolate them. And let's see. Yeah, kind of like that one. See if we have anything else up here. Let's see. For these, I actually like to have something that is moderately untouched or doesn't have too much stuff going on in it when it comes to the fireworks. Just have a rather neutral image. I don't like that one because here the tree is getting some of the fireworks right there. I like to have something that doesn't really touch the trees. Would be nice. Ooh, that one, I think. Let's see if we can catch anything else. No. Yes. Ooh, that was the best. So let's take this one and call it BG2, because we are good Photoshoppers or photo editors, and we name our stuff properly. So we are going to regroup our firework images into one group, like so, and then we can name it as, say, fireworks. Or something, I don't know. So let's see. Now, when we have grouped all of our fireworks, we need to set the group to lighten. And not only that, we need to get into our group and set it, or set all the layers here into lighten as well. Come on, why aren't you selecting? There we go. Let's see. It's a little bit this. It's a bit taxing for the computer right now, so I don't know. I'm going to close down this image here and click yes. I want to save settings, save changes, and for this one I am going to also save our changes. There we go. Now, one thing I need to point out about Affinity Photo here is the fact that it does not take as kindly to big images as Photoshop. Photoshop is... It does have a little bit more professionalism to it, and well, it also costs a lot more to purchase. So, if you are shooting on if you are shooting 40 megapixel stuff on the real big Hasselblad or Phase 1 cameras, then Photoshop is the stuff you need to go for. Affinity Photo will not be enough for you. However, for everyone else that just have kids to take photos of, or just do like me, need to do this on at maximum of 20 megapixels or something, Affinity Photo is enough. Now I think that will be good as a merge between these two, and yeah, I think the images for the background looks good like this. So what I am going to do now, I am going to crop in on my image here and just get rid of our edges and just make sure we get a nice tidy image. Right, now the first thing we're going to do, we're going to tidy up the images here a little bit. I see a few spots here that I want to remove. Now what I did here, I created another layer, and I took a healing brush and put the healing brush to current and below. And we are just going to tidy up some of the spots here that I just came on. I need to clean my sensor, I think, just to make sure I get cleaner images for the next time. Now, why I don't do it on top of the fireworks is because the fireworks will only show the lighter part, and the dark spots here will not show up even on the fireworks bits. So, our fireworks can now be shown like so. Now, one thing we're going to do for the fireworks, we're going to add an adjustment layer, and we're going to add levels. Why levels? Well, it is very easy to clip the blacks a bit here. Why do that? Well, that is to make sure that we really do not get anything but the fireworks showing up. So anything of the mid-tones and whatnot will hopefully not show up when we have the adjustment layer here. And since, at least here in Affinity Photo, when it is inside of a group like this, it will only show up on the stuff inside the group. It will not show up anywhere else. Now, what we are going to do, we are just going to look at our layers here and see what fireworks we'd like to have and which ones we'd like to put into our image. So let's see. I think I like this one to begin with, and we're going to select a layer. And what I do, I click out my lasso tool, do a rough selection around our fireworks here, and then I click layer mask. Now, only the fireworks here shows up, and we are going to refine the layer mask here a little bit. First of all, I'm going to click Ctrl D in order to remove the marching ants. And then we are going to select a paintbrush tool with a broad brush and a kind of soft brush. And we are just going to delete it in certain areas and just hide the overlaying layer. So I'm going to decrease the size of my brush here a little bit. And also delete it right here. Ooh, why doesn't it show up? Ah, it's our background. Hold on. I'm going to go to our mask here and remove our background layer like so. There we go. Now it doesn't look silly. So back to our layer here. And that is now our first firework. So this is what I am going to do now for all of these layers, and just see what fireworks I like, which ones I like to keep, and maybe move some stuff around. So a little bit of time lapse, have never killed anyone, so let's get cracking. There we go. I don't think I want to do anything more here, because I do have a lot more fireworks here to go through, but I think this is enough. You can see every individual firework, and also it's also covering the whole image properly. Now, I do suggest that you do not move around the fireworks the way I did if you're not very skilled at Photoshop, because it may end up doing you more damage than good if you end up with more stuff that needs to be edited. Now, let's see. Anything more I like to do with this image? Oh yes, one more thing. I like to give it a vignette. So, here in Affinity Photo, we can go to the gradient tool right here. We give ourselves a new layer. Now, for our gradient, let's do something like this. Well, it's almost correctly set right now. It's set to linear right now. I'm going to change it to elliptical, and then change the oval to our size that we want, or at least what I want here for my vignette. Now, if you like to change the colors on the vignette here, go up to the colors here. I've already set it to a white color and a rather light gray color, just to give it a very, very slight vignette. However, our gray color here we can make darker if we like so, making it really dark. There we go. What we're going to do later on with this layer is just change the blending mode from normal to multiply, and then reduce the opacity of it heavily, like so, and that just gives the image a little bit more of a focal point to the center. We're going to reduce it a little bit more. And that's it from me. Join me next time when I'll be doing something completely different. But before then, please share this video with everyone you like, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and stay creative. Goodbye everyone.